Hello and welcome to AOH Digital Literacy for All, brought to you by MonTogo.net YouTube channel. My name is Dominique Adabi and I'm your host. The topic of our video today is how to create an enrollment form online using Microsoft Form. But before we start, I would like to remind you, if you haven't yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you won't miss any of my upcoming videos. How to create an enrollment form online using Microsoft Form. In this video today, I will take you to Office.com and we'll log into our Microsoft account. And from there, I will pick the Microsoft Form application and I'll walk you through step by step how you can create an enrollment form either for your school or an event you are organizing. After we create the form, I will also copy the link and open it in a different web browser, and I'll also walk you through how you can fill it out, submit the answers, and I'll also show you how you can export those answers into Excel. And to finish the video, I'll also show you how you can also email that form, and then how you can also access it from your phone, fill it out, and also submit the answers from there. So without further ado, I'm going to turn to my computer and start the presentation. Now that I'm in front of my computer, I'm going to access our Microsoft account. To do so, I will need to go to Office.com. And if you followed me last week, I made a video here talking about how to use Office application online. So to do so, I will need to open a web browser, and I can open any web browser. I can use Chrome, I can use Brave, I can use Firefox, but for the purpose of this video today, I'm going to use a Microsoft Edge web browser, this one. Alright, so now that I have my web browser open, in order to access my Microsoft account online, I will need to go to Office.com. So I'm going to type Office.com in the address bar. This is where we call the address bar. So www.office.com and enter. Okay, on this window I can log into our Office, our Microsoft account online, and like I said in my previous video, our Microsoft account gave us access to software such as Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, OneDrive, Outlook, Teams, and many more online free of charge. So here, if you don't have an account, you can always go down here to open a free account, but I already have one, so I'm just going to click on sign in. So on this window, I'm just going to type in my logging in. Okay, I already have it here. So this is my Microsoft account credential. So that will be the email address I will use to access my account online. All right, so next. On this window, I'm just going to type in my password and sign in. No. Alright, so we are now in our Microsoft account online, and with this I can use Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Team, okay, and many more. So all the applications here are for free if you are using the free version, but you can always subscribe to Microsoft 365 for more storage space online. But for the purpose of what we're doing, the free account is just fine. So in this video today, I'm going to show you how you can create your own registration form or enrollment form online, whether you have a school or you're having an event and you want people to sign up and attend, how you can use the application called Microsoft Form to create an enrollment form online. Okay, so to access Microsoft Form, we'll go to here. You see, that's the app launcher. So if I click on it, you will see all the full list of all the application available for me through my Microsoft account online. So as you can see, I don't see Microsoft form on this list, which is okay. I just need to click on all apps and the full list will show. So here I'll just browse until I found the application called Microsoft Form or Forms, this one. So I'm going to open it. All right, and Microsoft Form allowed us to create registration forms, quizzes, survey, anything you're doing and you want to collect information, you can use Microsoft Form to do it. And once you do it, you can have people fill it out online, or you can also print it and distribute it. Okay, so in this video I'm going to start a blank document and I'll show you step by step how you can put questions and then fill them out and then submit the answer and collect the answer and also export them into Excel. Okay, so to start, we're just going to go to new and we'll open a new blank form. Let me open that. All right, as you see here, this is my work area, and as you see, the form is untitled. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to try to fill all those information and create a nice looking registration form online, which will have a link that I can use to distribute. That's all. All right, so if I go to preview here, you will see that my form is blank. There's absolutely nothing. This is a computer preview and this is the mobile preview. There is absolutely nothing on the screen right now, but by the end of this video I will fill this up with all the information needed to enroll a student in a private school. Okay, so first thing, I'm going to give a title to my form. Okay, but before we do that, let me also explain this screen to you a little bit. You see here's question and here is answered. So all the questions I'm creating, they will be listed here, and then when I finish and I send it out, all the answers I'll be collecting will also be listed here. Okay, and this is where I can change the theme, change the color, change the font. So by the end of this video, I'll come back here and do that too, so that you see. All right, we're going to go back to question area, and then we're going to first start by naming our form. So I'm going to name it with the name of the school. So here I'll just say St. Mary Private School. Okay, so the title of my document will be St. Mary Private School, and then under description I can just put enrollment form. All right, so let me quickly go back to preview so that you can have an idea of what we are doing so far. Okay, so this is my document. So it's the St. Mary Private School and it's the enrollment form. So I can go back to the design area here, and then the first element I'm going to put here will be a section. So I'm going to divide my registration form or my enrollment form into two sections. There will be a section for the student information and then another section for parents information. So the first thing I'll do then I'll go to add new, and then here I can start with the questions right away, but I'd rather divide my form into sections. So I'll go press the arrow down and then go to section. Okay, and then under the first section I'll call it students information. Okay, and then I can also put a description here. So please provide the following information about your child. Okay, let me go back to preview again and you'll see what we're doing so far. So I have not put any question yet. This is just the header of my document. So the title again is the St. Mary Private School enrollment form, student information. Please provide the following information about your child. All right, so if I go back, now I can start with the question. So again, I'll go to add new, and then the first thing I'll put a question asking a field asking the name of the student. So I'll go to new, then I'll select text. So on the text, then I can start like a first name. and then the answer will be down here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to ask, that's the first question, first name. The next one will be last name. So as this question and the one coming are similar, I can still go to add a new question, or I can just duplicate the question here. So I'm just going to copy it and make it 2. Okay, so as you see, it's the same question here, first name, first name. So I'm just going to replace this by last name. Okay, all right, let me preview it again so that you have an idea of what we're doing. So this is my form taking shape, the St. Mary Private School enrollment form, student information. Please provide the following information about your child. First question, first name. Second question, last name. All right, so if I go back, then I can continue with the list of questions. So the next question I'm going to ask will be the date of birth for the student. So in this case, I'm not going to choose a test. I'm going to rather choose a date. Okay, and then I can replace question by date of birth. Okay, good. All right, and I can also make it a mandatory question, or I can leave it like that. Okay. So this one will be a calendar, so the person can then click on the calendar and choose the correct date. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the following question. The question I'm going to ask next will be, what's the sex of the child? Is it a boy or a girl? So in this question, I'm not going to choose a test nor date, but rather I'll choose multiple choices. So I'll just go to choices, and then I'll put question here, sex, and then I can choose options. The first one can be male, and then the next one will be female. Okay, allow me to go back to preview again so that you can have an idea of what we're doing. So St. Mary Private School enrollment form. Student information. Please provide the following information about your child: first name, last name, date of birth. So like I said, it's a calendar, so if I click here now, I can pick the correct date. Okay, all right, and then the sex, and this one is multiple choices, so I can either choose male or female, but not both at the same time. All right, so I'll go back. Okay, the next question I'm going to ask will be the previous school, like what school has the child attended before coming to us. So again, I'll go to add new, and then this time, because I want them to fill it in, I'll go to test, and then I can type my question here. I'll just call it previous school. Okay. All right, and then I can leave it like that, or again make it mandatory if I wish, but it's fine this way. Okay, then I'm going to add one more question, and this question I'm going to ask which class is the kid coming to attend in our school. So I can just go, you see that I can use multiple choices here, or I can just use test, but I will rather use this one. So here I can just call it class. And then this section I don't need it, so I can get rid of it simply by selecting it like this, and then go to delete. And then here I can just type please select one. Please select. Okay, and then option 1 I can just put class 1. And then option 2, I just put class 2. Copy. Option 3, just to class 3. Option 4, class 4. Option 5. Class 5, and as you notice, we have 6 classes here. However, my options here are limited to 5, so I can easily just add another option by clicking on the plus sign here, and then just fill it in again. Okay, so what is this going to do? You can now select whether your kid is coming to class 1, class 2, class 3, or whichever here, and then I can make it mandatory, because we need to know if there is space for him in the class you are choosing. So I can make this question mandatory. Okay, let me go back to preview once again. Okay, you see. All right, we have pretty much finished the section for student, so I'm going to move on to section 2, and in the section 2 I will fill in the information about the parents. Okay, so I'll go back here, and then I'll go again to add new, and this time instead of a question I'll just go to option here and then go to section, and then this I can be parents information. Okay, good. Please provide information about please provide information about student parents or guardians. So if I go to preview, you see that the first section here is the student information, and then the next section, if I go to next, you see we will start the parents information. Okay, perfect. So I'll go back again, and then under parents information I will go to add question, and then here I will just go to test, and then I can ask father's name. Okay, and then I can also duplicate the question. And then instead of father's name again, I'll just remove this and replace it like and I'll call it profession, like what does the father do. Okay, and then I can also add another question, and this one I will go again test, and then I can say telephone number. And then it will be nice to know where does he live, so I can add one more question. Again, this time I take test, and then I can just call it residency. Okay, perfect. So on the father's information, I'm asking the father's name, his work, his phone number, and where he stays. Okay, and I'll do the same thing for the mother. So same thing here, I just go to add a question, and then again test, and then I can go to mother's name, and then question, add test, profession, again question, test, and then telephone number, and then question, test, residency. Okay, perfect. All right, so that's finished. Now I've asked for the father's information, mother's information. I do need to know the emergency contact. In case of anything, who can we call? Okay, so I can just add another question here. It will be a test, and I'll call that one emergency contact. Okay. Emergency contact name. So the person's name will be here, and then I can add another question, and then I can ask a telephone number, and then I can ask what's his relationship with the child. So I can again do test. So if it's the father, the uncle, whatever it is, the student, that can be listed here. Okay, and to finish, I will just add one more question, and this time I'll do again test, but I'll call it comment. Okay, but as you notice, when I do test, I keep it on short answer. Okay, but this one, because I'm going to leave an option for long test, I'm going to go to long answer. Okay, you see when I go to preview, you see here, then you can type a full test. Okay, whatever it is that you want the school to know, you can have that information here. Okay, you may be asking, why am I doing all this? Okay, the point of this video is to prove to you that it's possible to have an enrollment form online. Let's say you have a school, you have a private school. By default, you'll be using a big register in your school. You write the name of the student, and then later someone else sit down, type them in Excel. All of that is okay, but you don't actually need to do that. So you can have a solution like this online, where if someone comes to register their kid, you just give them a link. They can fill it out from their phone, or they can sit on one of your computers there and type it, and all that information will be stored on your Microsoft account, and then you can export it in Excel if you want. So this saves time, it saves resources. Okay, instead of having 3-4 secretary in your school and typing things one by one and making so many mistakes, all of this thing can be filled out online within a few minutes. Okay, so we are pretty much at the end of our registration form here. So if I go to preview, you will see my full form here. You see St. Mary Private School enrollment form and all the questions I've asked. Okay, all right, so this pretty much, I'm done. I can leave it like this, but let me go back and then try to make it look a little nicer. Okay, to do so, I'll go on the themes here, and the theme will allow me to change the background, change the font, and make the document look nicer. So if I click here, there are several themes here for me to use. Okay, I can pick whichever suits me best. Okay, so because I'm doing a registration form for a school, I'm going to probably start with this one and see what we get. All right, so now that I picked this, you see that it's in the background. So if I go to preview, you see that there is a picture, and then my form is on top of it. It looks nice. I can keep it like this, but if for whatever reason I don't like this picture, I can go back and then replace it with something else. Okay, and I can also upload my own photo if I want to. I think I'd rather use this one. So if I go back to preview again, you see, so this looks nice. This is pretty much a website. It will be online and it will serve as the enrollment form for my school. Okay, so you don't need to be a big computer guy to do these kind of things. Everybody can do that. So this will be the preview on my computer, and this will be the preview on my cell phone. So now that we have finished preparing the document, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you how you can copy the link, distribute it, and then have other people fill it out. So to do so, I will go to send button here, and then this is the address, this is the URL of my document. Okay, you see it's quite long, but I can shorten it by going here, shortener, and then the whole thing will become slightly shorter. So if I copy like that, I have copied it. Okay, now allow me to just open it on a different browser, and you will see. Okay, so I finished my document. That's pretty much it, and I went to preview, and you saw it. Here's the question, and then you see here and the answers. They tell me here St. Mary Private School had 0 responses, which is okay. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to open, I copied the link, I'm going to open it into a different browser, and then I'm going to fill it out. And as soon as I fill it out and then submit it, you will see that under here, instead of 0 answer, you will see 1. Okay, so I copied the link by going to send here, and then shorten, copy. Okay, so now I'm going to open a different browser. I will open Brave, and then I'm going to paste the link in here. Okay, so that is the link. If you copy this and give it to anybody all over the world, they can fill it out. Okay, this is not confined to your office, it's online, anyone can access it. All right, so I'll just go to enter. And this is my enrollment form, which is available to be filled out online. So allow me to quickly fill it out, and then you can see how you can collect the information. Okay, so the first thing I will do here is student information. So what's the name of my new student? So I think he's called here John Arthur. Okay. Well, his first name is John. and his last name is Arthur. Okay, and then his birthday, he's born in 2019, on May 9th 2019, and he is a boy. Has he attended any school before coming to us? No, because he's coming to start class 1, so that will be not applicable. Okay, so what class is he coming to start with us? So he's coming to start from class 1. This is again is an example, so it will depend on what you do. You will know what are the best questions to ask, but I'm only doing this for you to know that it's possible to create an enrollment form online, fill it out, and then submit the answers. Okay, so I finished filling out the student information. Now I'm going to go to next so that we can do the parents information. So here, what's the father's name? All right, here the father is called Michael Arthur. And what does Michael Arthur do for living? Okay, he's a pastor. Okay, and what is his phone number? 024. Again, this is an example. 1236065. Again, this is an example. Okay, and where does he live? Okay, he lives in Muri. Okay, and what is the mother's name? The mother is called Vivian Mensah. And what does she do? She's a businesswoman. And what is her phone number? 024 569 1232. Again, this is an example. And where does she reside? She also resides in Mori. Okay. And what's the emergency contact? Who should we call in case of anything? So I think we'll just call Vivian. And what is Vivian's phone number? I will just copy it from here and paste it here. And what's the relationship to the student? I will just say the mother. Okay, any comment? I just say thank you. Okay, so we have finished our enrollment form. So if I go to submit now, a copy of my answers will be submitted to the person who prepared this document. So I'll just go to submit. So thank you, your response was submitted. Okay, so if I minimize this browser and then go back, you see under response here there is a one answer. Okay, and it shows me a full report here, so I can go to view result and then I can see more in detail. It shows me that one person has answered, and the first name of the person is John, the last name is Arthur, and the birth date and is a male, and so all the information I have provided online are stored here. Okay, so this is a very powerful tool. If you are a school headmaster or an administrator, you can totally do something like that and then have people fill it out online and submit the answers. Okay, so as you see, this is a report. Okay, it tells me here that only one person has answered, and then there is a male. So if it was a female, you see that here is completely blue because it's only one person and is a male. So if a female also answer, you will see that this pie will also be divided. Okay, instead of 100% will be 50-50. So that definitely gives you the full oversight on your student population. If you have 1,000 students, you know how many of them are female, how many of them are male. So almost any information you want to subtract, you can get it from this report. It's a very powerful database tool for any school. Okay, so you see here it shows me which class have I registered a student to. It tells me that I have registered to only one class, and that is a class 1 here. So if there was other classes, all that would also be reflected here. Okay, so this is a very powerful tool, and you should definitely give it a try, and it's free. Okay, so you can look at this report here, and that's pretty much what I do. But for those of you who rather see it in Excel, you can also open it in Excel. You see, Microsoft form works perfect with Excel. So after you fill out a form like that and then submitted it, you can also download the copy in Excel. Let me try that one also, and you will see. Okay, so it's now being downloaded, and it has downloaded to my computer. I can open it. You see here is in Excel. So if I go to open file, it will open it for me in Excel, and you will see. So as you see, I've opened the report in Excel. So that's what you see here. It tells me clearly the name of the person, first name, last name, all the information I've provided. That's what you see here in Excel. Okay, I don't need to sit down and then manually enter the information like we used to before. I can just have the person fill it out online, and then I'll just collect a response by and export it in Excel. Okay, so whether there were 10 students or 1,000 students, I can export all the answers here like what you're seeing so far. Okay, I'm going to close this. So far I've showed you how you can create the form, and then I've also showed you how you can fill it out in a web browser by just pasting the address in the address bar and opening it. So allow me to show you how you can email the address and then have it open on a phone or anything else, and then fill it out from there. So it's just simple. Again, I just go to send again, and I could do it directly from here by sending the email if I have configured my email client on this computer, but I don't. So again, I just go to shorten the URL, copy it, okay, and then I can open my email client here. I'll just use Outlook. So if you followed me in my previous video, you'll understand all the Office apps online, how you can interact with all of them. They're all in the same box there. So whichever you need to use, you can just pull it out and use it. So here I can go to send a new message. And then I can choose who I'm sending it to. So for the purpose of this video, I'll just send it to okay. And then I'll just paste the link here. And subject I put enrollment form. So if I'm done, I'll just email it, and then I can open this on my phone, and then I can also show you how you can fill it out from your phone. That's pretty much what we're doing today. So I'll just go to send. Okay, now that I've sent the form, I'm going to take my phone and then open my Gmail and see if the form is there, and then I'll open it and also fill it out for you. So I will just go to my email account here. Okay, and yeah, I see here MonTogo.net English has sent me an enrollment form. So I just open the email. And that's the link. I just open the link in the web browser. Okay, so if I minimize this, I'll go to, that's the form. So as soon as I finish filling it out here, you will see that instead of showing one response here, it will be two. Okay, so same procedure. So I will just enter the name. So what's the name of this student? I think here the first name is Mavis, and the last name is Thompson. and the date of birth. So I'm just going to scroll till I get to the student year of birth, 2016, and then I also select the month. So we all right, so it'll be 23rd of June 2016. So she's a female. Has she attended any previous school before coming to us? Yes, she has. So then I can put the school name here, and I think the school is called Redemption. Love this school. Alright, so that's the school she had attended before coming to us. Now she's enrolling in which class? I think she's going to class 3. Okay, now I can go to next. Now the father's name. What's the name of our student parent? Here is Kwamena. Thompson. And what does he do? He's a teacher. And what is his phone number? 055 567 3210. And he stays in Ola. And the student mother's name is Josephine. Her last name, Ado. Okay, and she's also a teacher. And her phone number is 024 987 2345. Again, is an example, and she also resides in Ola. And then the emergency contact, we Josephine. And I will just copy her phone number. So 024 987 1345. Okay, and she's the mother. And again, thank you. Okay, so I fill out the form again on my phone, same thing. So the point of this video is just to tell you that just because I created it online doesn't mean it's there alone. I can fill it out almost on any device as long as I have the link and an internet connection. So I'll just go ahead and submit it. Okay, thank you, your response was submitted. So if I drop my phone and then I go back to my computer here, you will see that now it shows 2 answers. So if I open it like that, you will see that the report has changed, and here it tells me there are 2 people who have answered, and their first names are Mavis and John, last names are Thompson and Arthur, and birth date. And you see under sex now, it tells me that 2 people have answered, and 50% of those people have answered male, and 50% are female. So you see, this is a very powerful tool. It allows you to have a full report of all your students at any given time. Okay, and here it tells me that there has been 2 enrollments, one for class 1 and then one for class 3. Okay, so no matter how many there are, you will just see the report here. Okay, so with this, you know your class effective. you know how many people you have in any class. You don't need to be going to classrooms and counting one by one. You don't need to do that. We are in digital age, and everything can be put together on a very comprehensive database like this one online, and you can access it anytime, anywhere. Okay, so if I go back again and I export it a second time onto Excel, I'll just go here to open it in Excel. Just going to download it, and this time you will notice that it will not be 1, but rather it will be 2. Okay, so I'll open it. It's the same Excel document. It's the same Excel document. However, here you will see that is 2 people. There is first name, last name, John Arthur and Mavis Thompson, with their birth date, their sex, and okay, where they come from. On every information you have provided online is now exported into this Excel sheet. Okay, and you can open it under any computer. You can also download it if you want. You can print it. Okay, I'm only doing these videos to just let you know that the possibilities are around us. So you know, those days where you have to carry a huge register and filling everything with pen and pencil, I mean, you can still do it today, but I'm also reminding you that there are other solutions that will do that job 100 times faster, easier, and more efficient. Okay, so if I close the Excel like this, okay, and I'm back now on my form here, and the important thing here again is to know the link, and that's the link you can copy and send in anywhere, whichever way you want. If you already have a website, you can also copy the code here and then embed the code into your website, and then you have yourself an online registration system. People can register to your school directly through your website, you see. Okay, all right. So, and if you are an old school person and you want to have it on a paper, no problem. You can also print this form. Just because it's online doesn't mean you can print it. So to print this is simple. You just go to those 3 dots here, and then you go to print form. Okay, so by clicking here, you're going to call in the print dialog box, and then you can choose how you want to print it. So you see that's it here. Okay, St. Mary Private School enrollment form with all the questions. Okay, you can make it neater by just deselecting some option here. For instance, here I don't need the header and footer information, so if I deselect them, the form will be cleaner. You see, that's it. So I can print this out, and then I can have someone fill it in with their pen and paper, but I just don't see the need to do it today. So you can just have them fill it out online and then export the results. Okay, so if I go back again here, I mean, we can also check the settings, and the settings here I can choose how I want my form to be distributed. Do I want to be able to accept responses? I mean, that's the whole point of doing this. So I will keep it checked. And do I want to know when people are filling it out, like the time they started, the time they finished? Do I want to have all that information appearing on the form? If I would do, then I can check them here. Do I want to show a progress bar? Like if the person is answering the question, do I want them to see that, you know, if they have done half of it, all of it? I can also select that one here, and it will show under the question. When you start filling out, somewhere at the bottom you will see the progress bar, but I don't really see the need of it, so I would, when I do mine, I don't use it. Okay, do you want to be able to be getting email notification each time someone fill out the form, which is important if you have a big school and people are enrolling every minute? So then you can enable this, so each time someone fill out the form, then you get an email notification, and then you can work on it right away. You can also customize the thank you message. You see, when you fill out the form, you get the message saying thank you for submitting the form. So you can also customize that message by clicking here. This is the default message. Your response was submitted, so you can replace this by anything you want. Okay, all right. There is so much I can say about how you can make an enrollment form online, but I think I've said the important things already. So it's here, and you can access the software by opening a Microsoft account, which by the way is free. So you can go to www.office.com, open a Microsoft account, and then you have access to like so many applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, including Microsoft Form. And you can take Microsoft Form, you can create enrollment form, contact form, survey, anything you want to do and to get information from other people, you can use Microsoft Form to create it. So we are pretty much at the end of this video today. I'm asking you to share this video with others, and if you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please don't forget, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you won't miss any of my upcoming video. Once again, I thank you and see you next time. Until then, stay happy.